Hello, I am back with a pink tongue from eating Halloween candy, and also I need to stop eating Halloween candy, and also some books that I purchased lately. Some of these are long overdue to be shown to you. I've been going to, oh, my sticker. I have a cute little sticker that one of a student from another class gave me today. Sorry. I am long overdue. Some of these I've been going to the community garage sales, and they are some of the books I picked up. Also, I've been to Goodwill once or twice, I think, since I've shown you what I've purchased. So I'm gonna do that right now. Okay, this first bunch of books is nothing extraordinary except that I wanted more because we are going to start doing a book study and project that has to do with actually it's the first 10 Magic Treehouse books. We're going to do a fun, and if you're one of my students watching this, don't spoil it for everybody else. We're going to do a cereal box book report. So those of you who know, don't ruin it. Anyway, I grabbed some extra copies. I think I have plenty of most of these, but you never know. So I grabbed a handful of those. Also, you have seen my collection of the Magic insert animal here. So here we have Magic Pony, Magic Kitten. I was saying before I thought they had one, they do. And of course, Magic Bunny, so those are always fun. Some of my kids really like those. And then, this is a little goofy, but that's my sister's name, Michelle. So I wanted to have the Michelle the Winter Wonderland Fairy because I might send it to her, we'll see. Anyway, these are popular too. A couple of years ago they were super duper popular, so I bought a ton of them. They're they're pretty popular this year again. Anyway, got that one. And then I found two more Ranger in Times, and these are so good. So I grabbed both of those. This next book, I have no idea what it's about. Ish. I read the back, but it's a very big, heavy-duty graphic novel, and my kids really like those, so I picked it up at Goodwill for $1 or something. It's called Cardboard, and it says on the back, adventure begins when cardboard comes to life, and it shows them in the picture there riding around on cardboard animals. It just looks cute, but I have not previewed it, and it will not go into my library until I do that, so I will take a look and see if it's something that I think is appropriate for my classroom. If it's not, I'll give it to an older grade teacher. The next ones, oh yes, sorry, I saw one coming up. Okay, what's not to love about this? Who Pooped in the Desert? In the Sonoran Desert specifically, and has all of our fun little animals there. So I thought this would be good because, poop. So I just thought the pictures were great, and I think the kids will like this one. I got a favorite, Pete the Cat. Now, I gave away all my books like this because I didn't think that I would have any kids that really loved them. Turns out I do. They check them out from the library. So I saw this one at a garage sale. Merry Christmas, Love Daphne. And I thought I should have that. So I did. I have that. I do. Anyway, they're cute and they're good to teach. I'm just like quickly looking at things like quotation marks. Oh, we're doing dialogue this week in school. So, things like that we can point out. I can point out as we read. This one, I don't know what it is about exactly, but I thought it looked lovely. It's called Secrets of the Apple Tree. It is a Shine a Light book. It says up here, hold the page to light to see the hidden habitats. So that sounds kind of cool. I haven't done that yet, but it shows the picture, and then apparently if you hold it up to light, I don't see anything. I do, but oh, I get it. You have to hold it up this way so you see what's on the back. Oh, I get it now. Yes, it works. So that's kind of cool. Whoops, almost knocked over my stack of books. Okay, next, this is This will always be one of my all-time favorite books in series. I've read all, but I read the last several, like, I don't know, I feel like I might have read them too fast, or I don't really remember. I read the first ones multiple times, so I feel like I know them better. But anyway, it's been a long week. It's only Thursday. This is a picture book retelling of Anne of Green Gables, and I thought it was just so wonderful. It's padded. It's like a squishy book, so I'm excited to see if anyone in my class is interested in that. The next bunch that I got, I feel like these were garage sale, but maybe they were Goodwill. I don't know, and now I have to pick the sticker off this one because it really, you know how I am, it bugs me. And then they get sticky and that bugs me. I don't know, I'm just a bugged individual. These I think were Goodwill. Who Would Win? And a lot of times I get them at garage sales, but they came from Goodwill after someone else had sent. Anyway, you know how that goes. These are very popular. I don't have many of the Honey Badger, so I thought that would be kind of fun to have more of those. Narwhal, Super Narwhal, and Jelly Jolt. I have one particular student who loves this series. In fact, we had library today and he just checked out another one, so I'm excited to show him this one. This is such a great book series, Henry and Mudge. If you don't know about this and you have first through third graders, kinder through third graders, pick some of these up at your library or bookstore or Amazon or wherever you can get your hands on them. Goodwill, they're great. The kids love the Henry and Mudge, and they're easy beginning chapter books, so they really feel accomplished, like they read a whole chapter, you know, because they did. Anyway, these next ones I got at a garage sale, and there's a theme here, sort of. We have, and these are all the Step Into Reading level 3, level 3, level 4, level 5. So some are pretty hard, but these are perfect for my kids. This one is called George Washington and the General's Dog. That will come in handy in February when we talk about President's Day. Baseball's Best, 5 True Stories. I have a couple boys in particular, one girl maybe, that are interested in baseball. Now, well, I have a few kids, I guess I should say. This is harder. I mean, that's a lot of reading. So this is gonna have to either be something we read together or somebody that's a pretty accomplished reader. Then, can you see my stat getting higher? It's gonna fall. Then we have Thomas Jefferson's Feast, another presidential book thing. And then we have Johnny Appleseed, My Story. And we've talked about him a little bit this year, and he's always kind of fun to read more about. Okay, this next book, I feel like I might have already, but if I do, I don't know where it is. The Girl Who Thought in Pictures, the story of Dr. Temple Grandin. She is a very famous autistic person, and this is kind of her, well, she wrote it, but it's her insight into, well, did she write this one? She dictated it and talked, you know, she was interviewed anyway. And she is an amazing scientist and just a really neat person. If you ever have a chance to look her up and listen to her talk, she's a hoot. Anyway, it says in the back, meet Dr. Temple Grandin, one of the world's quirkiest science heroes. When young Temple was diagnosed with autism, no one expected her to talk, let alone become one of the most powerful voices in modern science. Yet the determined visual thinker did just that. Her unique mind allowed her to connect with animals in a special way, helping her invent groundbreaking improvements for farms around the globe. And boy, did she. So this book is really, really good. I've read the adult version of her. I thought it was called Thinking in Pictures, but I could be wrong. Anyways, really good read. So very good. And so many kids, for whatever reason, and you can argue amongst yourselves why, but so many kids are being diagnosed with autism, and I've seen them, I mean, hundreds of them come through my classroom over the years, and they do have a unique way of thinking, and it's important to recognize and know how to foster that. So The next one I bought is called Anansi and the Magic Stick. Again, think I have it, not really sure. I have a bunch of Anansi books, so I might not have this one. But I did get this one at Goodwill, and it's just so good. I love the folk tales from other countries, and this would be one of them. Anansi is the same spider trickster in lots of it's not a series, but in many stories. Well, maybe it is considered a series, I'm not really sure. But look at the pictures, aren't they amazing? So that is another one I picked up. All About Animals, Time. I love the National Geographic. I also love the Time Life, or this Time for Kids. So this one is all about animals, and I mean, they're just such beautiful pictures. I wonder what the people who have the amazing job of being the photographer for these companies think. I mean, they must just get such a kick out of every day that they work. Anyway, so these, this book I love. Another one, oh yes, this is a Rosh Hashanah story, Even Higher. I feel like I've read this one, but I know I don't own it. We have all kinds of religions, creeds, you name it, in the classroom, and I want to make sure that they all feel represented. So this is a great one to put out for the holidays. I have several others, but I knew I didn't have this one. This one, oh yes, The Amazing Planet Earth. Now this is level 1, but I have a lot of children that would benefit from reading this. And I mean, the pictures, the message, it's for everybody. I also have, I love this series, but I don't feel like I have very many of these. The I Am, and it's Ordinary People Change the World series, I guess is what we would call that. But this one is I Am Rosa Parks. We've talked about her this year when we talked about government and civil responsibility and amendments to the Constitution, those kind of things. So we've already talked about her, but that's okay, we can talk about her again. This next one, oh my gosh, I feel like I've either checked this one out or at some point in my 24-year teaching career, I have owned this. Insectlopedia. This is a book about insects, poems about insects, and they're just so cool. Here's the daddy long legs. But I just think it's so cool to introduce kids to different styles of writing, and how the author of, well, books or poetry can do things like that when they write that we won't let kids do on their regular papers. But authors license and how they get to kind of call the shots and do what they want. So here's another shining example of that right here. It's called the Whirlwind Beetles. But anyway, I just love to point out things like that. So that was a really neat find. Another one, Lunch Money and Other Poems About School. I have a whole tub of poetry books. I don't feel like I do a great job showing them off, so hopefully adding a few more will encourage me to be better. And then, Now and Ben, instead of Now and Then, The Modern Inventions of Benjamin Franklin. The Modern Inventions of Benjamin Franklin. So again, look at the illustrations. They're so cool. We've read a few picture books past the beginning of the school year, but not enough. I need to do more of that, and I'm gonna try to do more of that. But look how cool. I just love this book. So that would be a fun read. This series, I feel like this book is a series, but I'm not positive. It's called The Vanishing Lake. There is a good chance I'm thinking of another series, and I will show you what I might be confusing this one with in just a few minutes, but it's really kind of neat. The author is Paddy Donnelly, and he's an Irish, go figure, author and illustrator. He lives in Belgium. He grew up in the north coast of Ireland. And it's just kind of, it says it's based on a real lake close to his childhood home in Ireland. He wishes Pluto were still a planet. Me too. I don't think it's fair. Sorry I'm whining, but Just because you're little, you shouldn't get kicked out of the solar system as a planet. That's just not fair. Anyway, I thought this was really cool, picture-wise, not necessarily what happens in there, but Vanishing Lake, how it used to be, how it ended up. Anyway, that one looked good. And then this one I have, but I think I remember giving it away to a teacher of older grades. So this one is called Millions to Measure from, oh, you know what? No, I have or had How Much is a Million. I haven't ever had this one. But pictures by Stephen Kellogg. You can always tell his illustrations. David M. Schwartz is the author. But it's just cool because we were just talking in class today about when do you say the word. For example, one, I taught him when you make the comma is when you say the word. 1,543,000,000 when you do the comma. I know I'm sounding like a goofball right now, but that's how I said it. So we were just talking about that, and I was shocked because third graders don't necessarily know how to say the huge numbers. They know that they're big and they know that they must be about 1,000,000, but they're not really sure how to say them in order. So this kind of made me think of that. Anyway, that was one. And then the last one I'm going to show you right now that I got at either garage sales or Goodwill is this huge one, The Big Book of Bling. How fun is that? This is National Geographic for kids, and oh my goodness. Climbing Mount Everest can cost more than buying a house. Who knew? Another reason I won't be doing it. Yeah, that's probably the smallest reason. Anyway, Posh Pools. Oh my gosh, look at those. Those are posh, all right. But anyway, Crazy Currency, that's fun. Learn about how different cultures use different things for currency. So anyway, The Big Book of Bling will be well loved, I am sure. Okay, these next books that I'm going to show you have come from Amazon or Barnes & Noble, and I think those are the only two places. This first one I ordered from Amazon. We are teaching specifically, now that we've gotten our Studies Weekly, Arizona history. There's more to it than just that, but that is our big focus now in third grade per the new standards. So this is a beautiful book called Over and Under the Canyon, and it is written by Kate Messner with art by Christopher Silas Neal. And this was the one when I told you before that I was confusing the Vanishing Lake. There are several other books in this series, and I don't see them on here, so I cannot show them to you. But this book is just absolutely beautiful and breathtaking, and it shows a lot of the animals that live in the canyon and a lot of, you know, like the hiking that you can do in the canyon. I just think it's so pretty. So I did buy this one. I have a really hard time buying hardback books, and I think it's because I have absolutely no book control. And I mean, a hardback book is expensive. This one was probably like $17. It's a lot of money. So if I let myself go hog wild, I could spend hundreds of dollars and, you know, get like 10 books. So that's sad news, but good news because I find them all the time at garage sales and thrift stores. So I'm not hurting for books. Whoops, sorry about that. Okay, the next one I bought, well, no, I'll show you this one next. This one I've been looking for. I thought I brought it in, but I didn't because I was going to read it or like read a part of it and see if any of the kids wanted it. They can still read it even though Halloween is over. It's the new Amelia Bedelia, I don't know if it's new, but Scared Silly. It's one of the newer in the series, and it's really cute. I read it, it was cute. I feel like I talked about this one. Oh, I think I did because I wrote a book, read aloud ride along for it. But she is with a friend that came from another city, state, whatever, to her neighborhood, her school, and her friend just really wants to celebrate Halloween and is super excited, and they get kind of caught up in the fun, and they tell her a little tale that wasn't true. but it was to like cause her to be even more excited about Halloween because something fun got canceled and they wanted to keep it fun for her anyway. So cute book, really cute story. I love Amelia Bedelia. She's still the same old crazy Amelia who you teach idioms through her because she always thinks that things are literal when they're in fact not. So I was gonna find one, but you know what I mean. Okay, the next book that I bought is the sequel to Unmapped Chronicles, Casper Talk and the Everlasting Wings or something. It's super tiny, I couldn't read it, but anyway, this is the second one in the series and it's called the Unmapped Chronicles, the Bickery Twins and the Phoenix Tear. So can't wait to read this one. I do have a book study for the first one. It's a really good book. It's awesome. Very magical, very mythical, and just cool. So this one I ordered it so I would get it when it first came out in paperback. So I had pre-ordered it a while ago and it came not terribly long ago from Amazon. The next one I actually bought these two at Barnes & Noble, and you can see why. Buy one, get one 50% off, so I don't mind if I do. And this first one is called Ban This Book, and it's about what you would think, book banning in a school. And it all starts out when the main character, I don't know much about it, but the main character goes to the library to check out her favorite book that she checks out all the time, and the librarian has to tell her, I'm really sorry, some people wanted that book taken out of the library. The little girl says, what? It's so good, it's my favorite book. And the librarian has to say, yeah, I'm sorry, but some people feel it's not appropriate. So that's the premise of the book, and I believe that the main character fights against the banning of books, which is pretty cool. The next one that was the 50% off was the Silver Arrow, and I'll read it to you because I can't remember. It says, Dear Uncle Herbert, you've never met me, but I'm your niece Kate, and since it is my birthday tomorrow and you are super rich, do you think you could please send me a present? I want an Uncle Herbert. Anyone? So anyway, the gift that is sent is a train. No big deal. Apparently this uncle is a little eccentric, and this is what he sends to his niece Kate, and it all goes from there. Seems very magical and looks just cool, like totally up my alley. So that one. The last book I want to talk about today is called Pony by R.J. Palacio. This is the author who wrote Wonder, Augie and Me, the children's adaptation called We Are All Wonders. She wrote the white, what was it called? I have to look that one up. I cheated and looked in the back of the book. It's called White Bird. So that is a graphic novel that is a takeoff on one of the characters in Wonder and Augie and Me. And this one, it was kind of funny because I had been thinking to myself, there are so many really good authors and I haven't been keeping up on, do they have any new great books out? So, she did. Anyway, sorry, I'm tired. It's been a long week. Did I mention that? She just released this, and look, my favorite kind of pages, the kind that look like they're ripped. I love those. Can you even see? I think you can. They're like they're crinkle cut or something. Anyway, I'm going to read the inside because I can't do it justice just trying to summarize. It's just seems like completely different from her other books, yet at the same time really similar. You'll see what I mean if you've read all those, which I have. Okay, 12-year-old Silas is awoken in the dead of night by 3 horsemen who arrive unannounced to take his father away. Silas is left shaken, scared, and alone, except for the presence of his companion, Mittenwool, who happens to be a ghost. But when a pony shows up at his door, Silas knows what he has to do. He will set out on a perilous journey across a vast American landscape to find his father, a journey that will ultimately connect him with his past and future and the unfathomable mysteries of the world around him. R.J. Palacio spins a harrowing yet distinctly beautiful tale about the power of love and the ties that bind us across distance and time. For those who love the poignant depth of Warhorse and the singular voice of true grit, this is one of those rare books for readers of all ages with the makings of a modern classic. How could I not read this one, right? But it's also got that like chalky, cool feel to it. I'm very tactile. I can't help that. It's a sensory thing. But I really love to hold on to this book. So I've only read, I think I've only read like 2 chapters, and they start like, the chapters start, like this is 3, I just opened up to that page, but they're not your typical chapter. So chapter 3 or whatever 3 starts on page 10. So what I read standing, not deciding if I was going to buy it because I knew I was, but reading a little before I bought it. So anyway, this is pretty cool and I'm super excited to have it. And I definitely will be writing a book study for this, but it's gonna be a little while because I'm just in the middle of 14 other books. Right now I am reading the next one in the Lemoncello series. It's the book that comes right before the Titanium Ticket, and I can't think of what it's called even though I'm in the middle of reading it, but I'm working on finishing off that series before he puts out another one, which is in the works for 2022. Chris Grabenstein is the author. He is so funny. I love him. He writes a lot with James Patterson, and the series, the Lemoncello series though, is I believe just him. And his next one is a prequel to the very first Lemoncello book. So super excited about that. Anyway, I am going to sign off so I can get this video uploaded because whoops, I forgot to do it over the weekend. Actually, I didn't forget, I was just busy and it had to be pushed off. I will see you next time with even more books, probably not next time, but next time. The next one will be my regular weekly vlog. Please remain positive about the world we live in, and please read more books. I will see you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.